Welcome back. There is still some time left. Who should I visit? That's right, we ended last time before going to meet somebody else. I mean, at this point we kind of have to commit to Sumi, don't we? Although, who was I think it was this one, is another one who potentially might be human. Well, we know that Sumi isn't human because apparently she's a ghost. I don't know, yeah, it says it right there, ghost question mark. You know what, let's do something different. Let's check out Hana. Yes, I should go see Hana. While walking through the abandoned village, I think about how things currently are with Hana. Hana and I ultimately share the same goal, finding out what's behind the disappearances as well as this religion. With a shared common goal, establishing trust shouldn't be too difficult. However, Hana isn't telling me everything and is clearly keeping some things to herself. It could be a simple case of her not trusting me enough yet, but maybe there just isn't more information available, highlighted, currently. Oh. That's right, she was supposed to be the Kumiho, right? Then there's also the possibility that she's merely disguising herself as a real human, obscuring her true form.
무슨 생각해요?
Oop, my volume. Lost in thought. Jesus freaking Christ! Jeez.
뭘 그렇게 놀래요?
What's with the surprised face? Hana casts an incredulous glance at me and starts looking for something in her bag. I stare at Hana while holding my heaving chest. Come on, she can clearly see what state she's put me in. Would it kill her to say a simple, "Are you okay?"
뭔가 정보는 좀 얻었어요?
Did you come across any new information? No, nothing at all. I did actually find out quite a few things, but I don't feel comfortable mentioning them. Honestly, it's hard to figure out the right approach for gathering information. We agreed to investigate Hope Hill Village, but we never decided on a clear direction. For example, how about the connection between what you're doing and the disappearance case I'm working on? I can tell she's a little puzzled by my statement. I only had to mention the word disappearance, and her interest immediately sparked. Maybe we have something in common that she hasn't told me about yet.
공통점 말이죠.
A connection. Well,
안 그래도 그 얘기를 하려고 했는데.
I was going to tell you about this eventually.
이거 좀 봐주시겠어요?
Would you mind taking a look at this? Huh? What's that? I take the notebook that Hana hands me. It's a fairly worn notebook with a lot of stains on it. Ew.
제가 이번 조사를 위해 작성한 사건 일지예요.
These are all of my notes on the case. Like a case log.
네, 제가 조사한 모든 게 그 안에 있어요.
Yes, every single detail I've found is in there. Hana appears to have made up her mind. Her hesitancy from our last meeting is gone and she's decided to share everything. So you finally warmed up to me.
네?
Huh? I mean... Hana blushes a little upon hearing my playful remark. Maybe she really hadn't realized how obvious her distrust had been previously. I smirk a little and open the notebook. Alright, here's a summary of what Hana's notes contain. Hana's father, named Taekyung Sei, ran a sushi restaurant with Sang-hyun Kwon. Kwon, that name again, who's his best friend and a former middle school classmate. This has to be the same Kwon, I'm calling it. August 8th. Right before their day off, the two get into an argument. According to Taekyung, it's merely a small fight about some work-related stuff. August 9th. With the restaurant closed for the day, Hana's father, Taekyung, spends the whole day at home. August 10th. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Taekyung is woken by the sound of the phone ringing. The phone call is from Sang-hyun's wife. According to her, Sang-hyun still hasn't come home yet. Taekyung, concerned about his friend's disappearance, goes looking for him. He even keeps the restaurant closed. I like how the phone number is all zeros. However, Sang-hyun is nowhere to be found, and the disappearance gets treated as a missing persons case. Oh no, Kwon disappeared. 1 month later, September 11th, Hana's father, Tae-kyung, after the break, reopens the sushi restaurant. A regular, who happens to be a news reporter, finds out about Sang-hyun's disappearance while inquiring about the temporary closure. Up until then, it seems the reporter had assumed the reason for the closure was simply to take time off. September 14th. The reporter, while hiking along a trail he frequents, spots a shiny object a little off the beaten path. He's just like me. Something shiny, go follow it. While most people would have simply overlooked it, the reporter's curiosity is piqued. Oh, it is a sashimi knife from Tae-kyung's restaurant, and it is terribly bloody. With blood on both the blade as well as the ground around it. From that point on, everything changes rapidly. The reporter deems the case as more than just a disappearance and reports everything to the police. Upon evidence analysis, the knife is found to be Tae-kyung's, and the blood on it is Sang-hyun's. On top of that, only their fingerprints are found on the knife. This is what happened next. The reporter then starts to focus on the fact that the two men had an argument the day before Sang-hyun's disappearance. He focuses explicitly on Tae-kyung's activities around that time. The reporter's digging shows that Hana's father does not have an alibi for the day in question, and that he even has a past criminal record. Oh no. Oh, okay, he finds out that Tae-kyung has actually been sentenced in the past for murder. Well, that's not looking good. The reporter makes headlines with these findings, causing the public's opinion to become biased. And the police, pressured by all of this, are forced to treat it as a potential murder case. The reporter then keeps making multiple follow-up reports. His reports, however, are all unwarranted suspicions and provocative slander about the suspect, Tae-kyung. In the end, the public is all but convinced Tae-kyung is the culprit, and he is brought to a detention center as the main suspect. This reveal makes things a lot more complicated. What happened to Hana's father, Tae-kyung, is a highly complex matter, and one that I actually happen to be familiar with.
제법 유명한 사건이었어요. 들어보셨겠죠?
It was a widely reported case that made the news. I'm sure you've heard of it. Hana sounds bitter and defeated. Like Hana says, this case is actually quite famous. The names and details of those involved aren't well known to the public. For a short time, this case attracted massive attention. A person who served time for murder, committing another murder. The type of drama people crave. It was covered by the very same journalist I respect, who helped me get back on my feet when nobody else would. Reporter Hosok Cho. Hosok, I heard about the case. You really managed to snag a big one with that. It's insane. It's the #1 story on every search engine. Don't you want to celebrate that? Despite my energetic excitement, Hosok responded with the same neutral expression as always. Well, thank you, but this is just the beginning, you know. I remember how jealous I was. I'm a reporter just like Hosok, chasing that one big story. And although I congratulated him and have always admired his tenacity, I never stopped thinking, what if I had been a regular at that sushi place? What if I had been the one to cover that case? I've asked myself that quite a lot. It's true. I envied him. I was jealous. Jealous of the report that had made Hana's father an outcast. Hana, you're 100% convinced of your father's innocence?
가족이기 때문에 덮어놓고 믿냐고 말하고 싶은 거라면 그만둬요.
If you're implying I only think so because we're family, stop it right now.
난 아버지의 알리바이를 믿을 수밖에 없어요.
I have a very good reason for trusting my father's alibi.
같이 있었으니까.
I was with him. Oh. I keep my mouth shut and don't say anything. Out of admiration for Hosok Cho, I want to believe in his scoop. I want to protect his legacy. But Hana's conviction is a lot stronger than I could have ever assumed.
권상현 아저씨가 실종되던 그날
The day that Sang-hyung disappeared,
전 모처럼 아버지와 함께 집에만 있었어요.
I was staying at home together with my father.
아버지는 집에 계실 땐 거의 주무시기만 하세요.
My father usually sleeps when he's at home.
가끔 깨서 물을 드시거나 식사를 하시는 것 정도죠.
He only gets up occasionally to drink some water or eat. Same.
하지만 오히려 그게 문제가 됐어요.
That proved to be a problem.
집에서 뭘 했는지 하다못해 TV를 봤다면 어떤 내용이 기억나는지 대답하질 못하셨고
It's hard to claim you were at home if you can't say what you were doing.
정리하자면 아버지가 집에 있었다는 걸 증명할 수 있는 건 저의 일방적인 증언뿐이었다는 거죠.
Ultimately, the only proof of him having been at home was my one-sided testimony. Hana is Tae-kyung's daughter, direct family. Granted, not all family testimonies are outright ignored, but there is an incredibly strict focus on clear evidence and rationality in these cases. Hana's testimony seems to have been unconvincing. I see. So you do believe he's innocent. Or rather, you actually know he is.
그래서 권상현 아저씨의 실종 사건을 파헤치기 시작한 거죠.
That's why I've taken it upon myself to investigate Sang-hyung's disappearance.
애초에 살해당하신 게 아니라면 아버지는 자연스레 무죄가 되니까.
If it turns out he's alive, then that would clearly prove my father's innocence.
주변 조사를 먼저 시작했어요.
I started looking into everything he's been up to.
평소 권상현 아저씨의 행적, 행동 패턴, 특이점 등을 중점으로 조사했죠.
I focused on Sang-hyung's behavior, changes in his daily routine, any irregularities.
그러다 보니 주목할 만한 정황들을 발견했고 여기까지 오게 된 거예요.
I found the circumstances to be highly unusual, which is what ultimately led me all the way here. Unusual circumstances?
다음 장 넘겨보세요.
Stop pointing at me. Please go ahead and check the next page. I stopped thinking about Hosok Cho for now and instead focus on the actual case itself. Curious and armed with new insight into this case, I turned to the notebook's next page. Unlike the previous, well-organized entries, everything from here on seems to be scribbled notes and findings without a clear structure.
보기 어렵죠? 설명드리자면
Kinda difficult to make sense of. Let me explain. A week before disappearing, he insisted on wearing all white clothes. This isn't difficult for me at all. All these keywords stick out like a sore thumb to me. Everything resembles the case I'm chasing. He would be away on a regular basis every 2 months and has been acting strange. Has he ever mentioned anything about bathing?
목욕은 잘 모르겠네요.
Bathing? I'm not sure, sorry. That's probably something he's been highly concerned about. And I can't find a detailed description of the blood. The amount found at the time must have been quite small, right?
맞아요.
That's right. I lift my head and look at Hana, whose tone of voice has changed. She's looking at me with a surprised face. I wonder why. Because of the bathing story? I tilt my head a little and turn back to the notebook again. What's this part?
어디 봐요.
Let me see.
아, 그건 권상현 아저씨가 직접 그린 지도를 옮겨 그린 거예요.
Oh, that's actually a map drawn by Sang-hyung himself.
이 부근의 지도죠. 여기 표시된 곳 보이죠?
See? It's a map of this area. And that sign right there?
거길 입구로 해서 여기에 들어올 수 있었어요.
That marks where you can enter. I see. I need to sort out all my thoughts for a moment. The disappearance of Tae-kyung's friend, Sang-hyung, shares an awful lot of similarities with the missing persons case I'm investigating. So much so that it's pretty much the same, actually. Regularly leaving, strange behavior, an obsession with bathing and wearing white clothes, and a tendency for self-harm before disappearing. I can only conclude that Sang-hyung's disappearance is a piece of the puzzle of the case I'm working on.
아까 혈흔에 대해 물어보시던데
You asked me about the bloodstains before,
준성 씨가 쫓던 사건 패턴에 혈흔도 있었나 보죠?
so I take it there's something similar in your case. Hana's voice coming from right next to me pulls me out of my thoughts and back to reality. Actually, she's getting a little bit too close for my liking. Yes, yeah. There were signs of self-harm.
자해였단 말이죠.
So the wounds were self-inflicted. Hana looks troubled and lost in thought. Maybe it's because her father was labelled a murderer based on traces that actually stem from self-harm. I wait for her to process all this new information.
준성 씨와 같이 그 현장을 발견했을 때부터
Ever since I stumbled
사건은 아니라고 생각했는데
She's still going. Ever since I stumbled across that crime scene with you, I knew something was going on.
어쩌면 제 생각보다
Something bigger than a simple disappearance.
더 말도 안 되는 사건일지도 모르겠네요.
We may have a totally different case on our hands here. Got any guesses? You mentioned something about Sang-hyun and a strange religion.
눈에 띄는 분은 아니셨어요. 오히려 평범하셨죠.
He never stood out much. An ordinary guy, really.
이상한 사이비 종교를 믿고 있었다는 건 실종된 뒤에 알게 된 사실이에요.
I only found out he was a member of some strange cult after he went missing.
우선은 이곳에 준성 씨가 조사했던 실종자들이 실제로 있는지부터 알아봐야겠어요.
Now, first of all, we need to find out if any of the missing persons you're looking for are actually here.
혹시 실종자들 얼굴 기억해요?
Do you happen to remember the faces of the missing persons? You want to compare them to the villagers around here? That's gonna be, let's say, difficult. You've wandered around Hope Hill Village yourself. Pretty much everyone here walks around like they're high as a kite, right?
확실히 그랬죠.
You've got a good point there. They're hard to recognize. I doubt I'd even recognize my own family members in such a disheveled state.
뭔가 방법이 없을까요?
Can you think of any other way? Another way. I think about it all for a moment. Once again, I make the connection to my own case. The key word that sticks out to me is religion. I recall that religious groups often gather in towns like this, or missing people. I recall the various things that the missing people have in common. I mean, don't both of these kind of lead to the exact same thing? The people are missing because of the religion? This place, it must be where the missing people somehow gather. All these people appear to follow the same strange religion. That means there's got to be at least some form of management for the religion's members and followers around here.
최소한의 장치를 하시면
What kind of management? They need to keep track of their members. Even small local churches keep records of all their members, right? Oh, I get it. Hana looks surprised. I honestly feel a little flattered.
그럼 그 명단을 찾으면
That means if we find that list, you can check if Sang-hyung's name is on there. Hana got all excited for a second, but is now back to her old composed self again.
그럼 방향은 정해진 것 같네요.
Then our next course of action has been decided.
전 마을 외곽 쪽의 건물들을 조사할게요. 준성 씨는 마을 내부 쪽부터 조사해 주세요.
I'll check the buildings around the village's outskirts. Jun-sung, you can start from inside the village. All right, let's do it that way. Want to meet back here once we're both done with that?
그러죠.
Sure. As Hana speaks, she moves closer towards me and extends her hand. I stare at her hand with a blank expression for a while, unsure if she's going for a shake. Then I awkwardly start holding her hand. It feels cold. But her hand is petite and delicate.
노트 달라고요.
My notes, please. Oh, yeah, right. Here. Realizing the awkward error of my gentlemanly ways, I hurriedly pull my hand away and give her the notes. Milady?
긴장 풀어주려고 이래요?
Trying to lighten up the mood a little. Sorry?
해본 말이에요. 그럼
You heard me. Anyway, bye. See you around. Okay, bye. Hana gets up and walks away right after asking her enigmatic question. I keep looking back at her as she leaves, and after I can no longer see her, I sit down on a nearby stone. I sit there thinking about Hana's story. Hana says she's here to clear her father's name. And I can't help but think of Hosok Cho, who played a crucial role in putting the blame on Hana's father. I also think that the missing persons case that gave me back my drive and journalistic eagerness has a deep connection to what Hana is investigating. Any respect I had for Hosok Cho in the past is crumbling away. I feel a deep sense of disgust towards myself. I have so many questions about what transpired. There are so many pieces of info here that need arranging. Dozens of thoughts and theories overlap, and I'm starting to feel dizzy. I shake my head to rid myself of this onslaught of information. One step at a time. Gotta work on this piece by piece. Mumbling to myself, I walk away from the abandoned village. Devil worship, religious cults, missing persons. This place has all the ingredients for the world's most massive headache. Interesting. I finish my morning routine and have lunch. Stepping outside after lunch, the streets are empty. Everyone around here has gone inside at 1 o'clock. Good. Now I can freely explore. I should move quickly, there's no time to waste. Okay, where are we going? It's day 6. We don't have many days left. Okay, the forest says there are traces of construction, having been carried out in preparation of the ritual. Let's check that out. The trail entrance, the construction site west, east, we've checked out the warehouse. Let's go to the trail entrance. Yes. Okay, we arrive at the entrance. The clutter around the entrance looks as if it was left here pretty recently. There's no need to head deeper into the forest right now. I should look around the entrance. Okay, what's this? I open the box. There are several sheets of identical paper. These are religious text. Judging by the clean condition, it doesn't look like they were thrown away. Were these handed out? I pick up one of the textbooks and put it in my bag. All right. There are books all over the place. Could any of this be evidence? I lean over and rummage through them. One of them stands out. The book's cover shows a gloomy design. I need to cough. 1 moment, please. Still getting better. Okay, this one's titled Tracking the Witch. Even I've heard of it, despite not having any interest in the occult at all. It's absurd to think a witch was supposedly behind the impeachment of our former president. Originally planned as a series, comprising 7 volumes, it was banned after the release of 1. This is the 5th. It cannot be obtained through normal legal channels. I think this is important evidence. I put the book in my bag. All right. It's a wooden chest. There must be something. All right, we got another magazine. I keep it. I don't think there's anything here that could be evidence. Suddenly I find something. Oh ho, a book on vampires, published mainly for entertainment purposes. I didn't read anything childish like this even when I was in elementary school. But things are different now. I stuff the book in my bag. I spot a wooden box. It seems to be tightly sealed. I don't think I can open it with my bare hands. I need to cough again, I'm so sorry. Okay. Maybe I can find something useful. I need a tool. What's this? A little bag. Someone must have left it behind. I open it to see whether there's anything useful inside. It's a book giving off an ominous vibe. It's titled Undead Survey Diaries, Volume 3. These are the writings of a novelist who conducted research regarding the undead. Yeah, they say the same things every time, so I'm not going to keep reading them. I put it in my bag. I need something to open this crate. Looks like this is all I can touch. Whoa. It's a tightly locked metal door. There's all kinds of clutter. But I don't think any of it is going to help. Wait, what's this? Okay, I spot a metal bar. I can't stop coughing, I'm so sorry. What do you call this again? A crowbar? Anyway, I think I'll be able to open that box from earlier. Alright, it's rusty but sturdy. Let's open that box. I push down with all my might. Alright. What did we get? It's an old and mysterious book. Woohoo, it's titled Succubus Summoning Diaries, Volume 6. Yeah, we know all this. Alright, I think we're done. I've looked around some more, but couldn't find anything else. That's all for now. Okay, we have more lore. I took too long. I should go before the villagers find out. There's still some time left. Where else should I look? Oh, we still have some time, do we? Well, we're in the forest. Let's check out construction site east. This village was made only for the devil. It seems like the necessary construction materials were procured from the forest. In other words, the villagers visited this place a lot. They probably left a lot behind. Alright, let's see what we can find. Nothing special. Okay. It looks like it was sealed with tape, but the back is open. Was it torn open? I take a peek inside without much hope of finding anything. We got another magazine. What's this? 2 books stand out. Was someone reading these? I flick through the pages. Looks like a regular novel. Huh? Something is wedged in between the books. This is... Ooh. Looks like a leaflet that was handed out in the village. It might contain some helpful clues about this village. I tuck it in my pocket. Alright. What's in the can? I take a step back, scratching my head. Nothing? Okay. A bunch of books catch my eye. Oh, we found a book with a lot of dirt on it. Vampire Investigation Records, Volume 4. Let's go. I feel like we have a lot of vampire books at this point. Who was the vampire again? Mina? What's over there? The forest is covered in fog. The atmosphere is very gloomy. It feels like something is going to happen at any moment. I have goosebumps all of a sudden. I should finish my investigation quickly and leave. The inside of the warehouse is absurdly empty. I notice some clutter and tools, but they don't seem useful right now. I turn my head. I can't seem to find anything else to click on. Oh, there we go. I spot a long metal box. The box is firmly locked with a rusty lock. Do I need a key for this? I don't think I can open it just yet. Okay, now? There we go. So, alright. A little annoying that it won't just immediately pick up an item you need, but whatever. Alright, we got a hammer. Let's open this again. Yeah. The hammer hits the rusty lock in the right spot. Okay, the lock is broken. Perfect. Nothing to stop me from taking a look at what's inside now. I toss the hammer aside and carefully start opening the box. What do we get? Ooh, Succubus Summoning Diaries, Volume 5. Nice. Alright, should I keep looking around? Is there even anything left? Like, I'm moving the mouse over everything. Hello? Anything? Anything? Anything at all? There does not appear to be a single thing left to click on, but it's not ending. Ooh, what do we do? Oh, there we go. One thing on the floor, same color as the dirt. Come on. Alright, well, we got another book. I don't think it'll be a big help, but I put it in my bag. Nine-tailed fox. Well, that's supposedly Hana. That's all for now. Okay, we finally finished. We've got a lot of lore to read. I took too long. I should go before the villagers find out. I take a look at what I've gathered so far on my phone. 5 pieces of monster information, as well as 6 village logs. That's a lot of reading. Alright, I should take the time to read through this. Which we will do next week. Alright, well, as he said, we just got like 11 new pieces of lore. Mostly the vampire and the succubus. I think there was 1 witch. And maybe 1 nine-tailed fox. At any rate, this week we spoke to Hana. Seems possible she's the human. Very much so far. Because again, Sumi is apparently a ghost. She doesn't seem to be evil, so I don't know what happens if you pick her, but at least so far I'm not getting sinister vibes from Hana. So far. We haven't really spoken to her much. But I'm feeling like her case kind of connects with ours a little too much for her to be truly evil, if that makes sense. Anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments and come back next week. We'll dip into all of this lore and see if we can maybe cross off some more of the women. I'll see you guys then. See ya.